Good afternoon, folks. Mia Laza here at High Button Sports, currently at the Green for Energy Center for the Rangers versus Bandits game here today. Just getting started for our first face-off here as we are getting ready, and puck is down. Bandits take control, picked up and trying to set something up here, trying to get this one out of their zone, in neutral zone ice. Making their way down to the Ranger zone as they try to get to that one. Fresh legs on the ice here today. Energy should be high. Rangers trying to get this one out of their zone as they try to get this one up along the boards. Turned over by the Bandits as they pick that one up. Picked up by Hayes, sent that down. Shot there, just missed. Picked up by Bandits once again as they pick that up, trying to make this one into the net. Couldn't quite. Shot there once again. Stopped, blocked right in front. Hayes once again trying to get a shot there, but gets cycled along the boards, down and deep as it gets picked up by the Rangers as they make their way through. Gets turned over and sent back down in. Kept out just by the Rangers as they make their way through. And whistle is blown, and we're going to see a new face-off here. Less than a minute in, and we've already got a whistle blown. A little bit of communication going on here. And we're going to see a penalty. Let's have a power play right off the bat. It's going to look good for the Rangers here. Determined. And from the Bandits, we have number 22, Jackson Camus, as he's going to sit in the bench there for 2 minutes. We're going to have a new face-off here down in the Bandit zone as we get ready for this. And puck is down and gets sent down in. It gets cycled along, and whistle is blown for it. It went right in the net there. And we're going to see another face-off here once again, right back where we came from. Still less than a minute in, and we so far have a power play. Puck is sent off loose. Once again, foot race here trying to get a hold of this one as they make their way through neutral zone ice. Picked up by the Rangers, gets turned over quickly to the Bandits as they try to get a hold of this one. Gets turned over once again. Rangers in their own zone, trying to get this one out. West gets this, trying to see a clear path as he makes his way through in. West making his way down, back into the Bandit zone. West once again still trying to get a hold of this puck, but it gets loose. Picked up by Duffler. Gets turned over by the Bandits as they get that one back down into the Ranger zone. Wilma will be the first to get there. He'll get a hold of this as pressure is being applied down and deep behind the net. Can't quite get this one on. And shot there and just wide. Couldn't quite make that in. A lot of defense down there. The boys are down there all alone by themselves as they make their way back up into neutral zone ice. LeBlanc trying to get this one up. Can't quite. LeBlanc is still making his way up. Heavy defense on it. It gets turned over. Picked up once again by the Rangers as they take a fall trying to get this one in. Rangers fighting for this one along the boards. And whistle is blown there, so we're going to see a new face-off once again. See a penalty here for tripping once again for the Bandits. Still going to go on with this power play. From the Bandits, we have Cale Parsons and Jackson Camus both in the box here. As this is looking good for the Rangers so far. West takes this one up, passes it off, and shot, and it's blocked. Picked up once again by the Rangers as they're trying to make something set up here. West picks this up, trying to make a shot here, couldn't quite, as he loses control of that one. All eyes on him as he's trying to set something up. Picked off and turned over. Once again, Rangers trying to get something set up here. As they make a shot and misses, it's loose right in front, couldn't quite get that one in. Picked up once again by the Rangers as they try to set something up here. Pressure is being applied. There's more of them than there is the Bandits, but they can't quite seem to get this puck in the net. Once again, trying to get something up here, and shot right off the net. Couldn't quite make that in, and whistle is blown. 9 seconds left for the penalty here for Jackson Camus. Well, Cale Parsons still has a minute 18 left to go here. 12 minutes 17 seconds left to go here in this first period for the Bandits versus Rangers game. We're going to see a new face-off here down into the Bandit zone as the puck gets loose, and foot race here trying to pick this one up. Couldn't quite. It's picked up by Rangers. As Camus's penalty expires, So now we have 4 and 5 players on here. No one can quite seem to get a hold of this puck as it is caught up along the boards. People keep losing it down there. Picked up by the Rangers as they try to get this one in. Pressure is being applied as everyone's trying to get a hold of this puck and is loose once again in neutral zone ice as the Rangers try to get a hold of this. Rangers once again trying to get this one in behind the net. Pressure is being applied by the Bandits as they get this one back through. Try to get this one out through neutral zone ice. Pressure is being applied once again and loose gets turned over but picked up once again by the Rangers as they get caught up along the boards. Making their way down into the Bandit zone as they're trying to cycle this one through into neutral zone ice and makes its way back down to the Rangers zone. Foot race here to see who can get there first. Puck loose once again as no one can quite seem to get a hold of this one. Trying to create some time and space here to get himself out of this zone as pressure is being applied, but he makes his way through. Passes that one back but isn't quite received. LeBlanc trying to get this one. Surratt picked up. Passed over. It almost gets turned over there. It's get trapped by the ref. Kind of in the way. Once again, held up along the boards are both teams. A shot there and is hit from his block from the goalie down there. As the Rangers make their way out through Bandits ice and is saved. A little fight here going on. As they need to clear that one up. Great save there by Doucette as we're going to see another face-off here in the Bandit zone. Getting ready and puck is played. Kept in by the Rangers in the Bandit zone but gets quickly turned over and sent back down into the Ranger zone and whistle is blown. That'll be a call for icing there as we're going to see a new face-off here down in the Bandit zone once again. Right back where we came from. 10:25 left in this first period here. Shots are currently 2-4. No goal yet. Puck is down and played off. Shot there is blocked right in front. Bandits pick this one up, making their way. Cam is trying to get this puck in net, but quickly it's turned over as he almost gets taken down there. Trying to make up for that lost time in his penalty. Saved once again by the Rangers goalie. Gonna see new face-off here once again. Down into the Ranger zone we go. Georgia has her eyes glued to this puck here. Trying to keep this one out of her net. Puck is loose once again. Kept in by Parsons as they try to make a shot. And great save there by Murray Chapman. As we're going to see a new face-off here once again in the Ranger zone. Little change here. Get some fresh legs on the ice here for this first period. Exactly 10 minutes left here to go. Only 5 minutes in. Already had 2 penalties and many face-offs. Puck is down once again. Slips behind the net there. Picked up but couldn't quite get it by any team. Picked up by the Bandits as they try to get something set up here. Tossed over. Trying to make a shot here. Robertson couldn't quite make that one, and no one was there to receive that. Picked up by the Bandits once again. Sent in. Lots of feet up there. Trying to hard to see the puck as it is being fought for. Everyone wants possession of this one. Parsons keeping eyes glued as the Bandits try to keep this one in. Gets sent into neutral zone ice as they can't quite seem to do that. Pass off and turned over to the Rangers. Rangers make a shot and just high. Couldn't quite get that one in. No rebound opportunity right in front there because they couldn't quite get that in. It's too far. Caught up along the boards here as Cam fights his way through. LeBlanc trying to get the hold of that one, but gets turned over to the Bandits as they make a shot and couldn't quite make that one in. Loose once again, picked up by the Bandits. Bandits trying to keep this one in to the Ranger zone as they want to get a shot here right off the bat. Held up against the board and puck is loose once again. No one can quite seem to get a hold of this one as Rangers pick that one up. Picked up by D4 as he tries to get this one in, but pressure's being applied as he's the only one down there. Shot there and couldn't quite make that one in. Saved by Doucette. Puck is loose once again. Doucette has his eyes glued to this one as this team try to manage this one out of here. Camus has a hold of this, making his way past the blue line, past the red, entering the Ranger zone, loses control of that one, couldn't quite get that in, but picked up once again by him as it gets turned over by the Rangers in their own zone, and puck is out of the rink here. So we're going to see a new face-off here once again. 8:24, pardon me, left to go in this first period. Once again, a new face-off here down in the Rangers zone as we get to see this set up. Harris shoots that one, but just wide, couldn't quite make that in. Picked up once again by the Bandits as they get slammed into the boards. Camus picks this one up, trying to get this one over, but is stopped by the Rangers as they get that one in the air. Harris hits that and couldn't quite make that in. Picked up and turned over by the Rangers as everyone's fighting for this puck down here. No one can quite seem to get hold of this. That is loose once again right in front. Makes a shot there and saved once again by Chapman as she keeps that one out. We're going to see a new face-off here once again. Ref talking Chapman down there. Quite unsure what she's saying. Chandler's ready there at the face-off, waiting for an opponent to step up. Puck is down, and that was quick. Shot through, entering the Bandit zone, as icing will be the call there for that whistle. We're going to see a new face-off here, right back in the Ranger zone, right where we left off. As we make our way back down, 7:48 left in this first. Currently no power plays at the moment. We are down and puck is off. No one can quite seem to get a hold of this as the puck was just played. Hayes tried to get that one in, but couldn't quite. That shot was just wide. Being fought for behind the net. No one can quite seem to guarantee get a hold of this one, as it is just being stuck and fought for. Cleared up there now, but still being fought for. Once again, behind the net. Can't seem to try to get a hold of this puck to make a shot, as everyone's trying to collect this one. Rangers get a hold of this as they make their way down, trying to make their way into the Bandit zone, but gets turned over by the Bandits as they make their way through neutral zone ice once again, making their way back down to the Ranger zone, trying to make a shot, but can't quite. Rangers being slammed into there as they try to get a hold of this. Picked up by the Rangers once again as they make their way through. Bandits pick this one up in their own zone, looking for a way to get this one out. Camus picks this one up as he's trying to get this one out behind his own net. Pressure is being applied here. Hayes keeping a close eye here as pressure is being applied. Camus making his way through neutral zone ice, trying to make a shot here, but pressure is being applied and he loses control. Couldn't quite get that in, but it's stopped by Chapman. Shot there and couldn't quite get that one in. We're going to see a new face-off here. Face-off here down in the Rangers zone as we get set up for this one. And puck is down, played off. It gets cycled along the boards there, picked up by the Rangers. Picked up by Chalk as he makes his way through, but loses control of that and takes a fall. Puck is loose once again through neutral zone ice. Icing may be the call here. No one quite seem to get to that, and icing is called. So we're going to see a new face-off here once again in the Bandit zone as we make our way over. 6:16 left in this first. No goals so far. We are ready. And puck is down. Boys fight for this one. Rangers trying to set something up here as they have the chance and opportunity to, as they are in the Bandit zone. As the whistle is called here. We're going to see a new face-off here once again. But first we have a penalty for the Bandits. Levy Harris, number 6, going to be sitting in here for 2 minutes. Losing out on a little bit of playtime here for 6 minutes left in this first period. Boys are set up and ready to go down and deep. And puck is down. Power play here for the Rangers. Looking good for them as they are in the Bandit zone. Trying to make a shot there and just high. Couldn't quite make that one in. Before trying to get this one in. Chipped down as he tries to get this one in. Turned over and picked up by the Bandits in their own zone as they try to get this one back down in. And neutral zone ice is where the Rangers will turn this one over as they try to get this one out of their zone. But pressure is being applied here as they can't quite seem to get a hold of this and stay on their feet as they take a tumble fighting for this puck. Before makes his way through. Pressure is being applied and loses control, but doesn't quite act. His teammate picks this one up. Picked up by West as he makes his way through, and whistle is blown. So we're going to see a new face-off here once again. A minute 22 left on the penalty here for Harris. New face-off here in neutral zone ice. Closest to the Bandit zone. Puck is dropped and played off as Rangers pick that one up quick. Picked up once again by the Rangers and whistles blown once again. So we're going to see another face-off here with 5 minutes 21 seconds left to go. Once again, another face-off here in neutral zone ice. Right outside of the Bandit zone as puck is loose once again, but picked up by the Rangers as they make their way through. Can't quite seem to get a hold of this one as pressure is being applied left and right. Shot there and just high, couldn't quite get that one in. Picked up once again by the Rangers as Surratt tries to get that one in, couldn't quite. Bandits keep this one out as this puck is being fought for down and deep along the boards as trying to make a shot there, but couldn't quite. Saved! Puck is loose right in front. Rebound opportunity right in front, couldn't quite get that one in. Still in the Bandit zone as the puck is once again loose and shot there, couldn't quite get that in. Held up against the boards as they fight for that one down and deep. Picked up by Surratt as he tries to get this one in. Rangers trying to set something up here. Picked up once loose again. Picked up by the Rangers as they try to set something up. Trying to get this puck in the goal and just wide. Couldn't quite make that shot. Stuck up along the boards once again, down and deep, fighting for this puck as it's stuck between some feet. LeBlanc gets a hold of this as he passes that off. Shot once again, just high and wide. Couldn't quite get that one in. Once again, held up against the boards, down and deep, as it's picked up by the Rangers. Trying to set something up here. LeBlanc gets a hold of this, makes a shot there, but it's turned over quickly to the Bandits as they make their way through neutral zone ice. O'Hearn trying to get this one over and successfully does, but it's picked up by the Rangers in their own zone. His team tries to make a shot there, but loses control, and puck is loose behind the net. And no one could quite seem to get a hold of this as they both teams try to collect this one. Puck is loose once again, being fought for down and deep, as no one could quite seem to get a guarantee a hold of this. Young keeps that one in the Ranger zone, helping his team out. Smith makes his way over, trying to get this puck. Once again, stuck in some feet there. It's picked up by the Rangers as they try to make this puck leave their zone. Stuck in the air there. No one can quite see where to go. Picked up by Young as he keeps that one in the Ranger zone. Rangers trying to get this one out of their own zone as they fight to set something up here. Chip this one out. Picked up by the Rangers once again, but Bandits are applying some heavy pressure. Smith gets a hold of this one, shoots it and tries to cycle it along, but doesn't quite successfully do that. As puck is loose once again here. Rangers get a hold of this, make their way through neutral zone ice, trying to get this one out. Make a shot here. Wilmot working hard for his team as he got that one into the Bandit zone, but loses control quickly. Bandits gets a hold of this once more as they make their way back down to the Ranger zone. Puck is loose once again, down and deep as they chip that one in. Rangers trying to get this one out as puck is in the air and they can't quite seem to get a hold of this one. Puck is loose once again in neutral zone ice as Io tries to get this one in. A little push there. No penalty will be called though. And puck is back down into the Ranger zone as the Rangers make their way through. Io trying to keep this one in and successfully does as he hits that one back down and deep. Io picks this up. Can't quite seem to get a stick on it. Ref in the way once again as puck is loose in the zone as they make their way up and through along the boards. Picked up by West as he tries to make a shot here. Can't quite. Shot there. Rebound opportunity right in front. Couldn't quite get that in. Puck is loose once again. Down in the Bandits zone. West works for this one as pressure is being applied by the Bandits and turns that one over. Sends it off to his teammate as he makes his way through neutral zone ice. And shot there, it is saved! Great save there by Doucette, helping his team out. So you're going to see a new face-off here, getting some fresh legs on the ice after this change here. A minute 26 left to go in this first. Shots are currently 9-11 with no goals yet for this first period. Rangers get a hold of this, trying to set something up right after that play. LeBlanc picks up and shots and doesn't quite make it in. Saved by Doucette. Once again, we're going to see a new face-off here down in the Bandit zone. A minute 17 left to go in the first here. Puck is down and played off. As it loose once again, base picked up by the Rangers as they try to make a shot here. Couldn't quite as it gets turned over quickly by the Bandits in their zone as they make their way behind the net trying to get this one out. Making their way through. Back in neutral zone ice successfully as Burke makes his way through trying to get this one into the Ranger zone. Burke almost loses control, makes a shot and too high, hits up along the net. Couldn't quite get that one in, so we're going to see a new face-off here with 53 seconds left to go. Once again, another face-off here down in the Rangers zone. As Burke just trying to make a shot there, couldn't quite as it got stuck in the net. Great opportunity, and we are down and off. Bandits trying to get this one set up. And it is behind the net, loose in front. No one can quite seem to collect this one as everyone fights for possession. Chipped down once again by the Bandits as they can't quite seem to get a hold of this as it keeps getting turned over. Stuck up along the boards there as they try to get this one out. Gets hit up and picked up by the Bandits as they make a shot and is saved. Doesn't quite make it in. Rebound opportunity right in front as they make another shot there. Stuck up along the boards. Parsons will try to keep that one, but couldn't quite as they make their way through neutral zone ice into the Bandit zone. Puck is loose once again as they fight for this one. It's picked up by the Bandits in their own zone as they make their way behind the net. Trying to get this one out. Can't quite seem to do that as puck is being fought for by the Rangers. Pressure is being applied. Loose once again as they can't quite seem to see where that one went. And our time here in the first period is up. Thank you for tuning in live here at High Button Sports. We'll be back after a short intermission for some second period action. Welcome back here live on High Button Sports for the Rangers versus Bandits game here today. Ready for some second period action as there's no goals yet here. We are ready and puck is down in neutral zone ice as Rangers pick that one up as they make their way back down to the Bandit zone. They get chipped up and take a fall there. Couldn't quite keep that one up on their feet. Burgess gets this one in neutral zone ice as he tries to get that back down to the Bandit zone, but it's still stuck in neutral zone ice as no one can quite seem to get a hold of this one. Bandits pick this one up as they make their way down. Camus trying to get a hold of this one, but pressure is being applied down and deep along the boards. Can't quite seem to get off of this pressure as puck is loose once again, but picked up by the Rangers as they make their way down. Once again, being fought for in neutral zone ice. Wilmot will pick that one up and send that one off as it gets sent back down into the Bandit zone. Loose again as goalie is out of his net, and puck and whistle will be blown. Going to have a penalty here for the Rangers. Ellis Burgess going to sit in this penalty box for 2 minutes here. So the Bandits are going to have a power play here. That's going to look good for them as they are now in the Rangers zone. They have the opportunity to try to get this one in. And puck is down and played off. Kept in by Camus as he tries to set something up here. He receives it, trying to make a shot here, but a lot of people are in front, so he couldn't quite get that one in. Back in neutral zone ice as he almost enters his own zone, but it gets back and turned over into the Ranger zone. Picked up by Robertson as he sends that one off. No one could quite get that in as they try to set something up there. Puck is behind the net, stuck up along the board as the boys fight for this one down and deep. Can't quite seem to get a hold of this one as everyone is fighting for possession. Once again, puck is stuck there, gets picked up by the Bandits as they try to chip that one in, but it gets chipped back down to their own zone. Picked up by the Bandits in their own zone here as they try to figure out a way to get this one back down in. Pressure is being applied and he sends that one down through neutral zone ice right into the Ranger zone as it's loose once again and gets sent back down into the Bandit zone. Boys are having a foot race here trying to get this one. Chapman picked up once again by Robertson as he looks for a way to get this one through. Not a lot of pressure here, but now there is that he is entering the Ranger zone. Rangers trying to keep this one out. As it's kept in, Roberts picked this one up and passes it off to Camus as he's trying to get this one back into the net. 33 seconds left of this power play here as Camus makes his way through his own zone and neutral zone ice, trying to get someone back into the Ranger zone, hoping for a shot here. Can't quite, and does! Bandits makes a goal here for the first goal of the game and second period, made by Jackson Camus as he goes back to the bench to celebrate this one. Amazing shot there. Penalty has expired. There's no longer a power play going on here as we head back to neutral zone ice for a face-off here once again. The boys are getting ready for this one. Bandits currently in the lead as they make their way back down to the Bandit zone. Puck loose once again down along the boards as they try to get this one a hold in. Kept in by the Rangers as they make their way through. O'Hearn trying to keep this one out. Gets sent back down into the Rangers zone and saved there by Chapman as she keeps that one out. Little push there. The whistle's blown once again. Going to see a penalty here once again for the Rangers. So the Bandits will get a power play. Rylan Cooper sitting in the bench here. Sitting in the box here, for 2 minutes of play. 17 minutes, 3 seconds left to go here as we see a new face-off down in the Rangers zone, and puck is down, played off behind the net as it gets sent into neutral zone ice. Bandits trying to get this one in their own zone as Parsons takes this one around behind the net and shoots that one back up. Wasn't picked up by his teammate, but is sent back in by the Rangers as puck is loose, down and deep. These boys trying to work hard to get a hold of this one. As puck is being fought for, stuck in between some feet there. No one can quite seem to get the stick on their puck. Bandits once again making their way through. successfully get that one out of their zone, but it's sent back down in by the Rangers. Picked up by Doucette behind the net as he helps his team out here. Bandits making their way through. Picked up and sent over by Chandler. And whistle is blown here and as he's pushed up against the boards. And there's a fight going on here as the Bandits defend their teammates. Team's making sure he's all right as he took a hard fall there as he was pushed up along against the boards. A minute 15 left of power play here in this game. Still have Cooper sitting in the penalty box here as we get ready for this new face-off in the Rangers zone. Little communication here going on. Gonna see another penalty here for the Rangers and the Bandits. We have Cooper and Ethan sitting in the penalty box here. And for the Bandits, we have Camus as all three boys are sitting in the box here for 2 minutes for each of them. A little bit of communication going on down here as boys wait on the ice to start this face-off here. In second period, 16 minutes, 18 seconds left to go. Discussion here down in the box as the rest are trying to determine what amount of time to put up on the board. Once again, there is some discussion here going on between the refs as they determine how much time they're going to put these boys on for the penalty. Gugu and Cooper sitting in the penalty box here for the Rangers as Camus sits in his box for the Bandits. Looks like that discussion was all cleared up and we're going to see a new face-off here once again. Right in the neutral zone, right outside the Rangers zone. This puck is loose and gets picked up by the Bandits as they try to keep this one out. McLean passing that one off in his own zone as they try to get this one out. Bandits make their way up as they try to get this one in. Robertson passes that off, entering the Rangers zone. Rangers pick that one up in neutral zone ice as they try to get this one back into the Bandit zone, but Bandits are working their way, try to get this one back to neutral zone ice to get this one out. Burke loses control of this as he tries to get this one back in. And Rangers send that one down right into the Bandit zone. No icing call there. Robertson picks that one up behind his own net as he's trying to get this one back in. Pressure's being applied here as he's the only one down here. He's making his way through and hands that off to McLean as he picks that up in the Rangers zone. No contact in the neutral zone as puck is loose right up against the boards right in front of the bench here. And it gets cycled along the Rangers zone here. Gets sent down along the boards. Picked up by Burke as he's trying to get this one through. Back down to the Rangers zone they go. As puck is loose once again by the net behind it. Boys are fighting for this one down and deep as they're trying to chip this one in. Gets picked up by the Rangers in their own zone as they make their way down trying to get this one back into the Bandit zone. Heavy pressure being applied here. A little bit of physical pressure as they try to get this one back in. Making their way through neutral zone ice as they pick that one up. Cooper sends that one over as his penalty expired. 25 seconds left to go for Gugu here. Still a heavy power play as they take a tumble down and deep in the Bandit zone and whistle is blown. So we're going to see another face-off here with 14 minutes, and 40 seconds left to go. Gonna have a little change here, get some fresh legs on the ice for this face-off. Puck is being ready to play, and they are down, and they take off right as soon as that puck is dropped. Picked up by the Bandits in their own zone as they make their way through neutral zone ice. Io trying to make his way through. Trying to make a shot here, but pressure is being applied and couldn't quite. Just right outside the net. That one goes as he couldn't quite get that one in. Picked up by the Rangers in their own zone as they try to get this one out. They try to chip it along the boards, but couldn't quite. Picked up once again by the Rangers as LeBlanc tries to make his way through, but it's pushed up against the board, and puck is loose once again as there's some pushing happening here along the benches, and they make their way into the Bandit zone. Harris shoots that one back down in. Gugu's penalty has expired, but he is still in the penalty box here. Puck is loose once again as they try to get this one up. Still stuck up along the boards in the Bandit zone as they can't quite seem to get a hold of this one. Puck is loose behind the net as they are all fighting for this one. No one can quite seem to get a hold of this until the Rangers do. Rangers try to set something up here as they have control of this one. They make a shot there, but it's blocked by the Bandits in their own zone. Shot there and just misses. Shot on net, couldn't quite get that one in as they are stuck behind the boards once again. Puck is loose in front and whistle is blown. There will be no rebound opportunity to get that one in to the Bandit zone. So we're going to see a new face-off here. There's no longer a power play going on, so we're going to see some 5-on-5 action. We are going to see, once again, another penalty here for the Bandits. Beckett Schlender, he's going to be sitting in the box here for 2 minutes as the Rangers get a power play here in their favor as they are in the Bandit zone. So this will be good for them to try to make a shot here. Trying to tie this game up as he loses control once again. Takes a fall and gets cycled along the boards. Picked up by West as he keeps this one in. Trying to make a shot here. Rangers keep turning this one over. West gets a hold of this as he's about to make a shot here, but it hits the board as it's too high to make its way into the net. Picked up once again by the Rangers in the Bandit zone, trying to get something set up here. West once again gets a hold of this one, but passes that off as they make a shot there, but is saved and kept out. So we're going to see a new face-off here as the whistle just blew. A minute 33 seconds left to go of this power play. So we're going to see a face-off here down in the Bandit zone. As boys get set up down there. Puck is down and played off as Rangers pick this one up. Once again, West gets control of this as he's trying to get this one out of being, well, pressure is being applied. They make their way to the neutral zone ice. That one is sent down into the Rangers zone by the Bandits. Puck is loose behind the net as being fought for. Rangers trying to set something up, trying to get this one out as pressure is being applied by the Bandits in their own zone. Wilmot trying to make a shot here. Just wide, couldn't quite make that one in as it almost did. Bandits pick this one up, sorry. West gets a hold of this in neutral zone ice, trying to get this one back down into the Bandit zone. Couldn't quite, pressure's being applied here. He has to head back down to his zone to try to get this one out. It's in neutral zone ice as the puck enters the Bandit zone as boys fight for foot race here for this one. Puck is sent back down into the Ranger zone. Icing is called off there, so we will continue going. 33 seconds left of this power play. Rangers trying to get this one back down in as pressure is being applied in their own zone. Making their way through, entering neutral zone ice as they lose control and gets turned over, but picked up by the Rangers once again as they fight for this one. Gets sent back down in. Foot race here to see who can get this one. Puck is loose once again, down and deep as it's picked up by the Rangers as they try to create some time and space here to get this one back out of their net. Penalty has expired, so he's going to head back to the bench. Rangers trying to make this one make their way back down into the Bandit zone as they lose control quickly. It is loose once again behind the net. Doucette has his eyes glued to this, making sure this puck does not enter his net. Whistle is blown as Gugu tried to keep that one into the Bandit zone, but couldn't quite as whistle did go. So we're going to see a new face-off here. No power play currently at the moment. Bandits still hold the lead here And we are right outside the Bandit zone for this face-off as it gets played and enters the Ranger zone. Bandits trying to make another shot here. Couldn't quite as puck gets loose and gets cycled down along the boards. Picked up by the Rangers. No one can quite seem to get hold of that. It gets turned over to the Rangers once again. And shot there and just misses. Just hits behind the net on the boards as it's being fought down and deep as these boys fight for this one. Puck is still held up against the boards as they try to get this one in. Once again, back where they just came from along the boards. Picked up by the Bandits as they make their way through neutral zone ice. Trying to get this one back down and deep. Camus makes a shot there, but it's just wide. Couldn't quite get that one in. Picked up once again by Camus as he makes his way through. Hands that one off in neutral zone ice. Hits his way back down into the Ranger zone as there is a foot race here for the Rangers trying to get a hold of this. Well, Bandits are applying pressure. Picked up once again as they make their way back through neutral zone ice. Entering the Bandit zone. Puck is loose. Picked up by Hayes as he makes his way through. Hayes trying to get this one back down in. Makes his way through neutral zone ice as pressure's being applied, and he chips that one back down into the Ranger zone as it gets cycled along the boards. Picked up by Wilmot down in his own zone as he makes his way back down to the Bandits. And icing will be the call there, and whistle is blown. We're going to see a new face-off here back down into the Ranger zone with 9 minutes, 47 seconds left to go in this second period. Bandits still in the lead. Puck is down and played off. Picked up by the Bandits as they try to make a shot here. Couldn't quite as blocked. And turned over and shot there and couldn't quite make that one in. Great save there by Chapman as she keeps that one out. Puck is loose once again behind the net. Her eyes glued to this puck. Chapman making sure this one doesn't enter her net. Puck is loose once again, picked up by the Bandits as they try to set something up here. Hayes tried to get that one in but gets turned over and picked up by the Rangers as they make their way through neutral zone ice. Cholk trying to get this one back down in, trying to make a shot here. Couldn't quite, trying to tie this game up, but can't quite seem to do that. Rangers pick this one up here again. Picked up by Camus, but can't quite get a hold of this. Wilmot takes a fall. Wilmot gets a hold of this one, accidentally tripping Young there as he gets right back up on his feet, entering his own zone, trying to protect this puck from the net. Picked up once again by the Bandits. Young making his way down along the board, trying to make a shot here, but pressure's being applied as it gets turned over. Shot there, but it gets hit behind the net as Young tries to pick that one up once again, but couldn't quite. Puck is loose down and deep. Once again picked up by the Bandits as they get slammed into that board. Still being fought here. No one can quite claim possession of this one, and whistle is blown with 8:32 left in this period. So we're going to see a penalty here for the Bandits. Once again, Marshall Hayes is going to sit in this box for 2 minutes. Power play here for the Rangers, as that's going to be good for them. So we're going to see a face-off here down in the Bandit zone. Puck is down and played off. Picked up by LeBlanc as he tried to make a shot here but couldn't quite. Had a slap shot getting ready there but was quickly stopped for pressure being applied. LeBlanc hands that one off as he tried to make a shot there but couldn't quite. Puck is now behind the net as it gets chipped back down into the Ranger zone here. Icing is called off. Picked up by the Rangers in their own zone as they fight for the possession of this one. Rangers making their way through. Pressure is being applied by the Bandits here. He passes that one back. Picked up by McKim. McKim making his way through to the Bandit zone. McKim having pressure applied, but still manages to keep this one in. Puck is stuck up along the boards as they fight for this one. Down and deep behind the net. Can't quite seem to get a hold of this. Rangers get this. Trying to set something up here. McKim get a hold of this. Trying to... Wilmot can't quite seem to get a hold of this as the Bandits take a fall here and whistle is blown. There is a ball on the ice in the Bandit zone. Boys over there looking guilty. Rangers making their way, returning that ball as the ball is returned to the players and they apologize. So we're going to head back down into the Rangers zone for another face-off here. 1 minute and 1 second left of this power play as Wilmot is still sitting in the bench. Oh. Both Hayes and Wilmot in the bench for 2 minutes each. Hayes is almost expired and puck loses its way in the rink and gets sent out into the Rangers bench. So we're going to see another face-off here once again. Hayes has 51 seconds left to go for this penalty, as Wilmot is still fresh and still has 1:50 left to go for his. We're going to see a new face-off here in the neutral zone, picked up by the Rangers as they chip that one out of their zone as they enter the Bandit zone. Puck is loose and Rangers trying to set something up here, trying to make a shot here, and it's saved! Rebound opportunity right in front, but no one was there to collect and try to get this one in. Stuck behind the net as they try to set something up here once again. West goes to pick that one up. Can't quite, as pressure is being applied. Rangers trying to get a hold of this as they fight for this. Puck is loose right in front as no one can quite seem to get a hold of that. Bandits making their way through. Neutral zone ice. Robertson manages to get that out of his own zone for his team. A shot there, but couldn't quite get that one in. Once again, puck is loose down and deep. 11 seconds left to go for Hayes' penalty as that's about to expire and he's about to exit and go play for his team. Picked up by the Rangers in the neutral zone as they make their way back down to the Bandit zone, trying to get this one out. Penalty has expired. Penalty box door is still open. It's closed by the ref there. Bandits making their way and shot there, but it's saved by Chapman. Great save there. 48 seconds left to go in this power play here as Wilmot still sits in the bench. So we're going to see a face-off here down in the Rangers zone with 6 minutes, 21 seconds left to go in this second period. Bandits still taking the lead with 1-0. So this power play here is good for them. Camus makes a shot there. And a saved rebound opportunity right in front. Puck is loose, but whistle is blown. So we're going to see another face-off here once again. Not a lot of playing time there before that whistle is blown once again. Back in the Rangers zone we are to see another face-off here. Still 40 seconds left of this power play as boys fighting along the boards to get this puck into their possession. Gets sent down into neutral zone ice as Bandits get a hold of this in their own zone, trying to get this one out. But pressure is being applied by Bergesler as he exits, knowing that they're going to get this one out back into the neutral zone ice. And they do, entering the Rangers zone. The Bandits try to set something up here. The pressure is being applied and puck was loose there, but is picked up by the Bandits once again. Robertson making his way through. Robertson trying to get this one back into the Rangers zone as he successfully does that, but loses control. That is down and deep and no one can quite seem to pick this one up. Puck is loose and they are fighting for this one along the boards right behind the net as Rangers manage to get that one out. Picked up and sent down. McLean working for this one, but whistle is blown before he can get a hold of it. Whistle is blown for icing there, so we're going to head back down to the Rangers zone to see another face-off here. There is no longer a power play, so we have some 5-on-5 play here. Five minutes, 23 seconds left to go in this second period. Puck is stopped right there by Chapman right after the face-off there. So we're going to see another face-off here once again back down into the Rangers zone. Bandits are still in the lead, but there's lots of time here for another goal and a chance for the Rangers to get a goal here to tie this game up. Bandits keeping this one out of their own net as they fight for this. Loose behind the net. No one can quite seem to get hold of this one as everyone is trying to collect and get possession of this one. Puck just can't seem quite to get into someone's possession, but it's picked up by the Bandits in their own zone as they try to get this one out. Chandler making his way back down as it gets turned over in the Ranger zone. It loses possession and gets kept in by Harris as he keeps that one in for his team. Once again, being fought down and deep as no one could quite see and get a hold of this one. Puck was loose in front of the net, but it's picked up by the Rangers in their own zone, so no one could quite make a shot there. Chandler hitting that one back down and chipping it into the Rangers zone as Rangers try to see a way to get this one out back into neutral zone ice as it gets sent out into the Bandits bench there. So we're going to see a new face-off here once again with 4 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in this second period. Face-off here in the neutral zone ice right outside the Rangers zone. Chandler is ready, trying to get a hold of this one. Couldn't quite as it's sent into neutral zone. Center there, kept out by Chapman as she hits that one off. Once again, loose in front. Picked up by the Rangers as they make their way through. Trying to enter the Bandit zone. Chalk trying to make a shot there, but whistle was blown. You could hear the crowd there not happy with that whistle call. So we're going to see a new face-off here once again. Right outside the Bandit zone in neutral zone ice. With 4 minutes, 7 seconds left to go in this second. Picked up by the Rangers as they try to chip this one back down in. Bandits trying to pick this one up in their own zone. Couldn't hit and cycled around along the net. Being fought for along the boards. This puck can't quite seem to make its way through as they enter neutral zone ice here. Puck is back down into the Rangers zone as they fight for this one behind the net. Puck is loose once again, but it's picked up by the Rangers in their own zone as they manage to get this one out. Make their way through neutral zone ice. Once again, fighting for this puck down and deep as it gets cycled along and no one can quite seem to get possession of this one. Kept in by the Rangers as they try to get a shot here, trying to get their first shot of the game. Couldn't quite seem to do that. Shot there and couldn't quite make that one in. Puck is loose behind the net as they fight for this possession of this one. Picked up by the Bandits as they make their way through. Trying to get this one out. Robertson making his way down into the Rangers zone, trying to get something here, but is quickly pushed and shoved and makes his way down to the ground, taking a tumble there as he tries to get that one back in. Roberts makes a shot there, couldn't quite get that in. Burke making a shot once again, kept up by Chapman as they are fighting hard for this second goal. Bandits keeping this one in the Ranger zone as they fight for this one. Smith picks that one up but loses control quickly. Couldn't quite seem to get this one in possession as they make their way through neutral zone ice, entering the Bandit zone, but is sent right back down into the Ranger zone. Bandits get a hold of this, makes a shot there, and goal! Bandits get their second goal here of the game today as they're going to go back to the bench to celebrate that goal. Little celebration here. Maddox Burke also leading his team in points. Gets another goal here today. Great celebration there. So we're going to head back to center ice here to see another face-off. West picks that one up, keeping that one out of his zone for his team. As they fight for this one, it gets sent back down into neutral zone ice. As they make their way back down to the Ranger zone, trying to protect their net. Rangers trying to hit this one out, but gets turned over by the Bandits as they manage to pick that one up. Rangers trying to find a way to get this one out, but pressure is being applied as there's a little bit of shoving going on here. Cooper trying to get this one back into the Bandits zone as Cooper picks that up behind the net. But it gets turned over and cycled down, picked up by the Bandits once again in their own zone as they make their way through. McLean hits that one back down into the Ranger zone as it gets cycled along the boards there. Loose as everyone's trying to get a hold of this one. Loose along the boards behind the net. Can't quite seem to get a hold of this. Rangers pick this one up in their own zone, making their way back down into the Bandit zone. As they're trying to make a shot here. Shot there and is saved by Doucette as he manages to keep that one out. Once again, being fought for along the boards. No one can quite seem to get a hold of this. Bandits picks this one up, makes their way through. West is applying pressure here. Camus can't quite seem to get this one in as pressure is too heavy down in the Ranger zone. Puck is loose in the air and lands into the neutral zone as these boys try to get this one in. Making their way into the Bandit zone. Trying to make a shot there, but McPherson couldn't quite as he takes a tumble and loses control of that puck. Puck is loose right in front as they make their way back down into neutral zone ice, entering the Ranger zone as they make a shot there. Chapman ready, but that shot was just wide, couldn't quite make that one in. Gets sent back down into neutral zone as they make their way over to the Bandits. Roberts there to collect that one, trying to save this puck from getting into that net. Making his way through. Robertson, making his way through neutral zone ice. Couldn't quite seem to get that one in. Stuck on the red line, but it's picked up and turned over by the Rangers as they make their way back down to the Bandit zone. Rangers make a shot there, but it's saved by Doucette. Puck loose once again. It's picked up by the Bandits as they send that one back down in. Puck shot. There's goal! Once again, the Bandits get their third goal of the game here today, as they're going to go back to the bench to celebrate this one. Jackson Camus makes a shot there for his team. Well done for him, as they are currently winning 3-0 with 12 seconds left in this second. So we're going to head back to center ice to see another face-off here. It's picked up by the Rangers. They're going to fight hard to get a shot here. Sent down into the Bandit zone. Harris picks that one up down and deep. Doucette trying to keep that one out of this net, and whistle will be blown here. Time is up. Thank you for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. We'll be back after a short break for some third period action. Welcome back here live on High Button Sports for the Rangers versus Bandits game here today. Bandits are still in the lead with 3 points. So we're going to see here if the Rangers can get another goal as they are in the Ranger zone as the Bandits try to set something up here. Can't quite as it gets chipped back down and deep. Picked up by the Rangers in their own zone as they try to get this one out. Burgess gets a hold of this as he makes his way through. Burgess trying to get a shot here. Couldn't quite, but makes his way into the Bandit zone. Kept out by Doucette. Once again, picked up by Camus. Camus making his way through as that is kept out by Chapman. She keeps that one out. Once again, puck is loose behind the net as they try to make a shot there, but couldn't quite. It is still stuck behind the net. Loose in front. No one could quite make a shot there as Rangers make their way through. Gets turned over, picked up by Burke. Picked up once again by Hayes as he chips that one back down into the Ranger zone. Picked up by the Rangers behind their own net as they try to make this one get out, but kept in and picked up by Hayes as he shoots that one back down and deep. Picked up once again by Wilmot as he's trying to get this one out. Burgess loses control there as he's trying to get this one out. Burke picks that up, making his way back into the Ranger zone, but gets hit up along the boards there. Once again, Rangers picks this up, making their way through as they lose control. Neutral zone ice, making their way back down as Rangers were trying to make a shot there, but couldn't quite as they take a fall there. Once again, fighting for the puck, loses possession quickly as no one could quite get possession of this one. Bandits pick this up in their own zone as they cycle that one back down in. Once again, trying to make their way out of their zone. Looking good here for them as they make their way through neutral zone ice. Hayes picks that one up, a whistle is blown before he can do anything. Trying to make a shot there, couldn't quite. So we're going to have a change here, get some fresh legs on the ice for this third and final period. We're going to see another face-off here, right outside the Ranger zone, in neutral zone ice. Puck is down and chipped off, picked up by Parsons as he makes his way through, trying to make a shot there, but is blocked by the Rangers as they take a fall along the boards, trying to fight for this puck. Once again, set back down into the Ranger zone as it is being fought for here. No one can quite get possession as it is kept up along the boards. Puck is loose to make a shot there, but is saved by Chapman as she just keeps that one out. I don't really think she realized how far out, or how close that was, to getting in there. A little bit of a fight here as Rangers are being pushed. Whistle was blown, so we are going to see another face-off here once again. 17:33 left to go in this third. So we're going to see a face-off here down in the Ranger zone as these guys get set up here. Puck is down and we are off. Puck gets chipped through the ref's feet as it is loose once again in the Ranger zone as the Rangers pick that up and chip that one back down into neutral zone ice. No one can quite seem to pick that one up as it makes its way back down to the Bandit zone. Fighting for this one is both teams. Picked up by the Bandits in their own zone as they make their way through. Back down into the Ranger zone they go as whistle is blown. So we're going to see another face-off here once again. Looking at a penalty here for the Rangers. So we're going to have a power play for the Bandits, which is good for them. Aaron McPherson going to sit in this penalty box here for 2 minutes of playing time as puck is played down into the Rangers zone. McPherson unable to help his team here. His power play here picked up by Burke as he's trying to make a shot here. The pressure is being applied. Tries to hand that one off to get an assistant goal, but couldn't quite. Picked up by Robertson as he picks that one up. Burke trying to make a shot there, couldn't quite make that one in. As he picks that one up again, trying to make another shot here, but pressure's being applied. Picked up by Robertson in neutral zone ice as he's trying to get this one back down in. He's in his own zone here, working amongst him and his teammates to get this one back out. Camus picks this one up as he makes his way through. trying to make a shot here, but there's some heavy defense going on with the Rangers as they chip that one back down in, and the puck is stopped by the ref, hits his side of his body, and the whistle will be blown there. So we're going to see another face-off here once again. 1:12 left to go for this power play. So this face-off is going to be in the Rangers zone here, right outside neutral zone. Oh, pardon me, sorry. We're going to be in the neutral zone right outside the Rangers zone. And puck is down and picked up by the Rangers as they chip one back down into the Bandit zone as that is kept out by Doucette. Making their way behind the net, trying to create some time and space here as Bandits trying to get this one back down in. Picked up by Camus. She's trying to make a shot here. Burke couldn't quite make a shot there. A rebound opportunity right in front. No one could quite seem to get that, and it is saved by Chapman as she keeps this one out. Almost had a goal there. Couldn't quite get that one in. 16 minutes left to go here in this third. So we're going to have a new face-off here down in the Rangers zone as they set up for this one. Some balloons back there behind them for senior night, so make sure to go check that one out. Once again, the puck is played off right behind the Rangers net here as both teams take a fall down there. Trying to make a shot there, couldn't quite. Rebound opportunity right in front, but the puck is sent, almost entering the Rangers bench here, but gets sent back down and deep. Doucette not there in his net to protect this one, but thankfully for him, the puck does not enter the net there. Bandits trying to make their way down. Hayes trying to keep this one in the Rangers zone, but it gets sent back down into the Bandits zone. It's picked up by Doucette once again. Foot race here to try to get a hold of this one, and Bandits will be first to get there to collect in their own zone, trying to make some time and space to get this one back down in. Chipped up to neutral zone as Bandits trying to make their way through, trying to make a shot here. Couldn't quite. Gets kept out by Chapman as that gets chipped off her gear. Penalty has expired, so there's no longer a power play. Hayes hits that one back down in. Cooper loses his stick in neutral zone as the puck enters back out into the Ranger zone. Once again, some 5-on-5 action here for this game in this third and final period as the puck is stuck in neutral zone ice. It gets chipped back down to the Ranger zone. Rangers are there to collect it, but pressure is being applied as the Bandits are fighting for hold of this one. Rangers make their way through as they're trying to keep this one out, but pressure is keep getting applied. It is kept in by the Bandits, but they lose control once again as it gets turned over to the Rangers as they make their way along behind the boards, hoping to get this one out. Kept in once again by the Bandits. They make a shot there and couldn't quite. It was just too high. Couldn't quite get that one in. Once again, Rangers making their way back through neutral zone ice, trying to get this one into the Bandit zone, trying to get a goal for their team. With 14 minutes left to go in this third. Once again, stuck up along the boards as they fight for this puck. Possession can't quite be claimed as they're still fighting along the boards. And the Rangers there are laying on the puck. Can't quite seem to get a hold of this. A little bit of pushing there from the Rangers, but no penalty. It's just a little bit of taunting. So we're going to have a little bit of a line change here as we get ready for this face-off here, trying to get some fresh legs on the ice for this third with 13 minutes and 57 seconds left to go as the Bandits make their way. Camus making his way through, loses control as he takes a tumble, gets turned over to the Rangers, turned back over to Ayotte as he tries to get this one into the Rangers net, but can't quite as he is stuck behind the board and pressure is being applied. Can't quite seem to get hold of this as he hands that one off, but to make a shot there, can't quite, as that slap shot just did not make it. Picked up by DeFore as he makes his way back down into the Bandit zone, loses control as it's chipped up behind the net. Picked up by the Rangers as they try to get this one in. Shot there and couldn't quite as it gets hit behind the boards behind them. Once again, puck is loose and no one can quite claim possession of this one as it is just loose in neutral zone ice. Picked up by LeBlanc as he hits that one back down to the Bandit zone. Stopped there by Doucette as he saves that one for his team. Puck is turned over and behind the net once again. Picked up once again by the Bandits as they try to maneuver their way back down to the neutral zone as they successfully do. Trying to make a shot here. Camus Loses control of that one. Couldn't quite make a shot there. As puck is loose right in front of the net. Foot race here to try to see who can get that one in. Io keeps that one in by tripping that one back down and deep before it had the opportunity to exit this. Hayes sends that one back down to the Ranger zone. Rangers in their zone alone, trying to get this one back down in. Rangers couldn't quite get a hold of this one, as there's a little bit of ping pong here going on in neutral zone. No one can quite seem to get a hold of this to successfully get it into the opposing team's zone. They make their way back down into the Bandit zone. Both teams fighting for possession of this one. Puck is up and in the air. Lands back down for Bandits to pick up. Smith gets a hold of this, loses control. As he tries to make his way through, his eyes go to this puck. Puck is loose behind the net, picked up by the Rangers in their own zone as they make their way back down in. Puck is loose once again, picked up by Burgess as he makes his way through, passes that one off into neutral zone ice. As Burgess gets a hold of this once again, trying to make a shot but loses control and is saved by Doucette with 11 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in this third. So we're going to see another face-off here down into the Bandit zone. Shots are 28-21. Rangers. Puck is picked up and saved once again by Doucette there. So we're going to see another face-off here once again. Not a lot of playing time there before that whistle was blown. 11:41 left to go in this third. So we're going to see another face-off here down in the Bandit zone as they get set up here. And puck is down and played off. Shot there once again, but it's just too high to make it into their net. Puck is loose right and back. No one can quite seem to get a hold of this one. Fighting for this. Puck is loose once again behind the net. As both teams are fighting for possession of this one. Ref is almost in the way there. Puck is loose right in front. That's they trying to make a shot here. Saved once again by Doucette as there's a little bit of shoving there. A little bit of a fight breaking out here. Ref is there to break that one up. Still being shoved and pushed there as the refs try to break this one up. So we're going to see a penalty here from the Rangers and the Bandits. Finley Howe is going to sit in this penalty box here for 2 minutes, as well as Hayes. They're going to share the same amount of penalty time here. So we're going to see some 4-on-4 action here down in the Bandit zone. Puck is played once again. Loose makes a shot there, but it's saved by Doucette once again. So we're going to see another face-off here back down into the Bandit zone with 11 minutes, 14 seconds left to go. Once again, another face-off here down into the Bandit zone as they are ready for this one. Puck is down, picked up by the Rangers as they try to make a shot there. Couldn't quite. Loose back down in the zone, picked up by the Rangers once again as they try to make a shot here. Dufour picked up. LeBlanc picked up, makes a shot there. Couldn't quite get that one in. Picked up by Dufour as he shots again. Couldn't quite get that one in either. Puck is loose once again. Gets turned over quickly. Picked up by the Rangers. Gets turned over to the Bandits as they make their way through neutral zone ice, trying to get this one back down to the Rangers zone. Rangers pick that up, LeBlanc, and whistle is called. So we're going to see once again another penalty here for LeBlanc from the Rangers. So 2 Rangers players are going to sit here in the box, while 1 Bandits is going to sit in the box there. So we are going to have a power play here in the Bandits' favor as they are still winning this game 3-0. Chandler gets a hold of this. He tries to make a shot in the Ranger zone, but passes that one off. Couldn't quite get. Pressure was being applied there. Gets chipped up behind the net. Loose in front. It's in the air, and no one can quite seem to get a stick on this puck. Puck is loose behind, but it's picked up by the Bandits and is saved by Chapman as she helps her team out by not getting that puck in the net. 10 minutes, 30 seconds left here to go in this third. Still sitting here with 3 penalties as we are having a face-off down into the Rangers zone. Both boys that are in the penalty box from the Rangers are keeping an eye close on this puck, absorbing this game. As the Bandits get a hold of this one in neutral zone ice. Picked up and sent back down into the Bandit zone by Bandits themselves. Picked up by Harris as he manages to chip that one back down into the Rangers zone, but takes a fall into doing so. Puck is loose right in front. Shot there. Kept out by Chapman. She couldn't quite see that, but managed to still keep it out. Good on her. Puck is sent back down into the Bandit zone. Picked up by Doucette as he allows his teammates to pick that one up. They're trying to make some time and space here for themselves, trying to see what it is they can do. Picked up once again. Turned over to the Rangers. Sent back down into the Bandit zone. Once again stopped by Doucette behind the net. These boys trying to figure out what play they're going to make here, as we are still in a power play here. Burke can't quite seem to get hold of this as he gets sent back down into his own zone. Once again stopped by Doucette. Once again, Bandits are making their way back down in. Burke gets a hold of this, makes his way through neutral zone ice. Burke avoiding any pressure that it can be applied here as he still has a hold of this one. He sends that one off. His teammates pick that one up, trying to set something up here. As pressure is being applied, Robertson gets a hold of that. Burke picks it up, sends it back over, trying to make a shot here, just wide, couldn't quite make that one in. Robertson making his way back down into his own zone to collect that puck as he quickly turns around, heading that one up back to his teammates as they cycle that one back down in deep. West goes to pick that up in his own zone, trying to get this one out, chipped it out, picked up by the Rangers as they make their way back down, trying to make a shot here. Couldn't quite, as Robertson applies pressure and he keeps that one away from his net. Puck is loose in the air here. We are currently back to 4-on-4 play here for both teams. There is still one player from each team still sitting in the penalty box here as Burke tries to set something up here, but couldn't quite to make a shot there, but just wide. Couldn't quite get that one in. Picked up once again by Robertson. He's trying to make a shot here and is saved and kept out by Chapman. She has her eyes glued to this and picks this one up in her fingers there. Both penalties have expired now, so we're going to see some 5-on-5 action here back on the ice to end this third. We have 8 minutes, 14 seconds left to go. And we're going to see a new face-off here back down into the Rangers zone. Puck is down and is sent back into the Bandit zone as they make their way up. Once again, making their way around, trying to cycle this one through and chip it out. Couldn't quite. The Bandits get slammed up against their own board. The Rangers take a tumble into the Bandit zone, and we are going to see a whistle here. So we're going to see a penalty here for the Bandits. Levi Harris entering the penalty box once again for this game. He is going to be in here for 4 minutes of playing time. A little bit of a line change here, trying to get some fresh legs on the ice to end this third. Bandits and Rangers both fighting, and the Bandits score. No, they didn't. Sorry. Almost had a shot there as it gets sent back down into the Rangers zone. Once again being fought for it in the Rangers zone. This gets picked up in neutral zone ice, stuck there, but whistle is called. So we're going to see a new face-off here once again. 3:36 left on this power play here. And we're going to see a face-off in neutral zone as they get ready for this one. Puck is ready, and they are down and off as they pick this one up. Once again, Rangers trying to figure out how to get this one back out of their own zone as pressure is being applied by the Bandits. Rangers making their way back through, trying to make a shot here. Pressure is being applied, so they had to lose that one. Gets turned over in neutral zone ice as they make their way back down to the Rangers zone. Bandits make a shot there. It was saved by Chapman. So we're going to see another face-off here. Great save there, as I almost thought that one went in. So we're going to have another face-off here, back down to the Ranger zone as we get ready for this one. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left in this power play. Rangers have a great opportunity here to try to make a shot as they're trying to make their way back out. Pressure is being applied here by the Bandits as that one gets passed behind. Cameron can't quite seem to get a hold of this puck from the Rangers. They take a tumble and the action of trying to get this puck out. Puck is still loose as Rangers pick this one up in the Bandit zone, trying to keep this one in, trying to make a shot here. Loose right in front, shot there but couldn't quite make that one in. Once again, this puck is being fought for along the boards as no one could quite seem to get a hold of this and claim possession. Kept in once again by the Rangers as they make a shot there, but it's kept out by Doucette as he saves that puck once again. Puck is now sent back down to the Ranger zone and a stop by Chapman as the whistle will be blown, so we will see another face-off here once again with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go. We still have 2 minutes 22 seconds left on this power play here. So we're going to make our way back down to the Ranger zone for another face-off here. And we are ready and puck is down. Once again, they make their way. Rangers taking this one around, trying to get this one back out of their zone as they make their way into neutral zone ice. Once again, all out there all on his own as pressure is being applied, but he manages to get this one in possession. West trying to set something up there, but wasn't quite received by who he anticipated to send that to. West picks this one up in his own zone as he's behind the net trying to create some time and space. Smith applying pressure from the Bandits. Smith applying pressure to West. West hands that one off back to his teammate as Smith can't quite stop that before making his way through as he's trying to make a shot here, but gets too far to make a shot as it's stuck along the boards once again. West gets a hold of this one, trying to make a shot there, and is saved by Doucette. So Rangers couldn't quite make a shot there, but they tried. 1:29 left in this power play here. 5 minutes, 25 seconds left in this third. So we're going to see another face-off here, back down into the Bandit zone. Once again, puck is played and loose right behind the net. West hands that off, trying to make a shot here, trying to set something up for the Rangers. Rangers can't quite seem to do that. Make a shot there. It's too wide. It gets cycled down. Once again, the puck is loose, but gets sent right back down to the Ranger zone as Wilmot will be there to collect that one, help his team out. Once again, pressure is being applied. Can't quite seem to keep this one out. Young keeping his eye close to this one, trying to keep that one out is the Bandits in their own zone as puck is loose right in front, almost entered the net there, couldn't quite. Once again, they are fighting for this one down along the boards, down and deep in the Bandit zone. LeBlanc hands that one off as they try to make a shot there, couldn't quite. LeBlanc gets a hold of this, makes a shot there, it's wide, couldn't quite get that one in. Rangers working hard to get this one in. LeBlanc tries to keep that in, but it's picked up by Bandits as they try to make a shot here and couldn't quite. Kept out loose right in front. Saved by the Rangers as whistle is blown. What a great save there. So we are going to be looking at a new face-off here with 4 minutes, 16 seconds left to go. Probably looking at one of our last face-offs here. But we are going to see a penalty here for the Rangers once again. George McKim is going to be sitting in here for probably a lot of the last bit of play here. No longer a power play as we are going to see some 4-on-4 action. But with 20 seconds left to go in the Bandits penalty, we might see a power play here. Rangers trying to get this one up. Back into neutral zone. Pressure is being applied. A little bit of shoving there. Bandits take a tumble as it gets sent back and turned over. As the Rangers try to keep this one out of their zone and successfully do. So they make their way back down. LeBlanc working hard to fight for his team. Penalty has expired, so we do have a power play here, and whistle is blown. A little bit of fighting going on down and deep as these boys are all fed up. Ref managed to separate that one, so we are good, and we're going to see possibly a penalty here. Yeah, we have a penalty here for both teams. For the Rangers, we have Carter Hubley sitting with McKim. And we have O'Hearn for the Bandits also sitting in here. Once again, another face-off down and deep in the Bandit zone. Even though the Bandits do have someone in that net there, they do have a power play here. They are in the Bandit zone. Rangers trying to make a shot here. Rebound opportunity right in front as that was loose, but no one could quite seem to get that one in. Once again, Bandits have this one in their possession as they're trying to make their way back out of their zone. Once again, Bandits are making their way through. Neutral zone ice. Robertson manages to get away from this pressure, but it gets sent back in. Bandits, Parsons is trying to pick this one up in his own zone as pressure is being applied here by the Rangers. Parsons sends that one off, and whistle is blown. So we're going to see another face-off here once again. We're going to have some fresh legs here on the ice as we are going to see some line change here going on. There is 59 seconds here left to go for McKim here. We're going to see, once again, another penalty here for the Bandits. So we're going to see some 3-on-3 play here for both teams. Entering the penalty box here is Beckett. So he's going to sit in there with O'Hearn as puck is played down and deep with the Bandit zone. Picked up by the Rangers. Rangers are trying to settling up here, but pressure is being applied here by the Bandits in their zone. They make a shot there, couldn't quite. Bandits pick that one up and makes a turnover as they make their way through neutral zone ice, trying to get this one back down into the Ranger zone, and whistle is blown here before they could try to make a shot. So we're going to see another face-off here in neutral zone ice. So for some 4-on-4 action here. Picked up by the Rangers in their own zone as they try to get this one out. Pressure is being applied, but they managed to. Smith applying pressure from the Bandits as he watches that one enter his own zone. Robertson trying to pick this one, cycles it down in his own zone, but is picked up by the Rangers as they chip that one back down in, keeping it in. West was. Robertson gets hit behind the net. Picked up by the Bandits as they make their way into neutral zone ice, trying to get this one out. McKim's penalty has expired, and shot there, and goal! Another goal here for the Bandits. So they're going to head back to the bench to celebrate that one. Braxton Robertson getting another goal here today, helping his team out. Going over to their goalie to congratulate Doucette for keeping all those pucks out here today. Once again, puck is down in center ice as we just saw a face-off there. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left to go in this third. Rangers get a hold of this as they try to manage a way to get this one back down, trying to stop any goal that could possibly happen. And stick is lost from Mayo as he picks that one back down in from his Ranger zone. And puck is shot there and kept out by Doucette, and whistle is blown. So we're going to see another face-off here once again with 1:45 left to go. Both boys here exit the penalty box. So we're going to see a power play here for the Rangers as the Bandits still have one player sitting left in their box. Puck is played down and deep in the Bandit zone. No one could quite seem to get possession of this one. Puck is loose behind as they are fighting for possession of this one. Rangers have two players as Bandits only have one fighting for this one along the boards. Puck is loose once again as they make their way through. Picked up by the Rangers in the Bandit zone, trying to make a shot here, couldn't quite, and whistle is blown with 1:17 left to go here. 2 seconds left to go of this power play, so that won't last long. So we're going to have a line change here to get some fresh legs on the ice for this last minute and 17 seconds left to go of this third and final period between the Rangers and the Bandits. Bandits still sitting with 4 points, as Rangers unfortunately have none. But they are in the Bandit zone, so there is lots of opportunity and time for them to get a shot here. Puck gets sent behind the net, picked up by the Bandits in their own zone as they make their way back down, exiting their own zone in neutral zone ice. Turned over by the Rangers as they try to get this one in. McPherson making that one. Being fought up against the board here as puck is loose now. Picked up by the Rangers as they try to set something up here. Back down into the Bandit zone to take a tumble trying to do so. Puck is still being fought up here against the board right outside the Bandits bench, and no one can quite seem to get a hold of this one. No one can quite seem to get their stick on this puck as they are all fighting for this one, but it's picked up by the Rangers as they try to set something up here in the last 30 seconds left to go in this game. They're trying to set something up, but it gets turned over quickly and whistle is blown, so we're going to see another face-off here, probably the last one, if not one of the last ones of the game here. We're going to see a penalty here once again for the Bandits. Quinn Smith is going to sit in the box for the rest of this game. So with Smith in this box, the Rangers are going to have a power play here for the last 25 seconds left to go. This could be good for them to try to achieve a shot as they try to set something up here in the Bandit zone. Make a shot there, just high, couldn't quite make its way into the net. And it's picked up once again by the Rangers as they try to make another shot here, but it's just wide, couldn't quite get that one in. 9 seconds left to go here, this last period. 6 seconds left to go as the puck is stuck up along the boards as these boys try to fight for this one. 2 seconds left to go and the puck is still loose. And the Bandits have won this game here. Congratulations to them for winning 4-0 as they're going to go all celebrate at the net there. Congratulate their goalie there, Doucette. Thank you for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. Make sure to check out other games we have here live streamed here tonight. Thank you and have a good evening.